Alex Wong/Getty Images CNN, Republican leaders are serious about one last attempt to overhaul Obamacare. What began last week as a long-shot option after Republican Senators Lindsey Graham of South Carolina and Bill Cassidy of Louisiana introduced their latest blueprint to overhaul the healthcare system has transformed into an all-hands-on-deck operation at the Capitol. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has made it clear to his conference that if Graham and Cassidy can't secure the votes, he is prepared to make another attempt to move a health care bill, a source familiar with the process told CNN. Largely hands-off up to this point, the Republican leadership has essentially begun to kickstart its machinery to set up a potential floor vote during the last week of the month. The leadership has also weighed in with the Congressional Budget Office to try to encourage it to speed up the process of assessing the bill's impact so Republicans can act if the votes materialize. There is no expectation that McConnell would bring the bill up on the floor if it did not have the support it needed to pass, but Republicans aren't far away from making it a possibility, a source close to the process told CNN. The fact that Republicans remain tantalizingly close to repealing and replacing the Affordable Care Act once and for all means this short week in the Senate will be yet another do-or-die time for the legislation. Republican leaders are expected to gauge support for the proposal in Tuesday's conference lunch, according to two sources familiar with the process. The White House is also making a push for the bill, an administration official told CNN. A source told CNN that efforts are already underway although there are no plans to call in President Donald Trump to make a full-fledged lobbying effort just yet. Last week, Graham told reporters that Vice President Mike Pence had spent considerable time reaching out to Republican governors to try to gain their support and buoy the effort. In the past 5 days, Democrats and outside groups have also started to re-engage in a major effort to short-circuit Republicans' mobilization. Asked if it was time to take the Graham-Cassidy bill seriously, one senior Democratic aide simply responded, "Yes. All the usual caveats remain, however." While GOP leaders in the effort have publicly shared that they believe they have between 47 and 49 votes for Graham-Cassidy, they aren't at the magic number, 50, quite yet, and time is of the essence. The Senate's parliamentarian has suggested that Republicans only have until the end of the month to use their 2017 budget reconciliation bill as their vehicle to repeal Obamacare with a simple majority. After September 30, Republicans would either have to move on or pass another budget with health care reconciliation instructions to continue working on the overhaul legislation. This week is a short one in Washington because of Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, meaning the best case, and really only, scenario would entail bringing up a motion to put the bill to the Senate floor on the week of September 25. That would give senators just 6 days, only 4 of which scheduled as days the chamber will be in session, to secure the votes to take the bill up and move through the legislative process, amendment vote-a-rama included. Given the time and effort the GOP has spent on health care already, months of closed-door talks where ideological and political divides simply could not be bridged, this latest process would be a version of Senate hyperspeed. It's important to note that Republicans have been this close before. The Senate GOP was only 1 vote shy of passing the so-called skinny repeal bill in July when Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski, Maine Senator Susan Collins and Arizona Senator John McCain were the 3 Republicans to sink the repeal. Senator Rand Paul, a Republican from Kentucky, has already made it clear he won't support the latest version of the bill. In a Twitter tirade Friday, Paul wrote, #Graham-Cassidy's sales pitch, if you like your Obamacare you can keep your Obamacare. No thanks. Where the latest proposal came from after the last several Senate Republican plans to repeal and replace Obamacare failed to garner enough support, Graham and Cassidy began putting together their own proposal. They, along with Republican Senators Ron Johnson of Wisconsin and Dean Heller of Nevada, unveiled their bill Wednesday at the Capitol. The bill would repeal the individual and employer mandates as well as shift Obamacare's Medicaid expansion funding and insurance subsidy structure into a block grant program for states. States would be given a lump sum of money from the federal government, and it would be up to them how to spend it. The bill would also reduce federal support for the traditional Medicaid program by providing a fixed amount of funds per enrollee. Republicans argue this would give states more flexibility and would allow them to spend their money